Okay, action camera, go. First person action camera. We need supplies. We need them fast. We need supplies. We must hurry. The end is nigh. We need supplies. We'll get food and water, and we'll get out of here. I already have most of my supplies in my backpack. I think we got about everything we can take. We got my trusty flashlight here. Let's go check just to see that we have everything. It's like a horror movie down here. It's darkness! Okay, so we need to escape. We need to bug out. Let's go. Quickly. Quickly now. We must escape. Everything. First thing you must do is get as far away from your home as possible. To do this, you have to get as far away as possible. You have to go to a remote location, somewhere where no one can find you with food and supplies. This is your first form of escape. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but you probably can. And when you do bug out, only a small portion of people can actually know where you're actually going. Those who are trusted. Those who cannot be trusted cannot know. Otherwise, they will take your food and supplies. You'll be dead within a week or two. You can survive up to like 3 weeks without food, but only like 3 days without water. So that's your first form of bugging out. You just need to be ready and go. Now I'm just going out to the field. This is kind of like just gotta watch out for people. If no one sees you, stay low. If you need to have ways of being able to catch and kill animals for food, be able to locate vegetation, be able to tell what's edible and what's not. Otherwise, you're gonna die. Eventually, your canned food, your stored food will run out, and then that'll be the prime time for people to attack and take your stuff, if you still have stuff, that is. Now, going through the snow is not the best, not the most, I'm following some tracks actually right now on the ground. They're actually deer tracks. Actually, you can see them, but not a whole bunch of them, just a couple of them. I'm gonna go over this now. Oh, geez, snow's deep here. Oh, crap. Oh, it's deep. Oh, it's cold. Oh. It's just an example. You just gotta keep moving in a doomsday scenario. You need to find a place where you can set up a shelter. An area that's wooded would be most preferable. An area where you can stack up stuff and make a shelter and sleep under that at night. If you get enough broken branches, you can do that. Someone else out there. Gotta go the opposite way. You don't want to run into other people. Stay as far away from other human contact unless they're trustworthy. Otherwise, you run into some trouble. But you don't want it to happen. Let's go. When you bug out, most of the people will be going for vehicles, highways. Highways will be clogged with people. That's when most violence happens. And you don't want to be where the most violence is happening. You want to stay away as far as you can from other humans. Unless you absolutely have to. If you can afford a group, a community with others, that would be preferable. But in the end, you being with a very small group is better than being with a large group. People can turn. People can change. People will do things you do not expect. You always have to expect the worst when it comes to people you don't know. Even people you do know, you can only trust. You have to trust your instincts, because people may or may not turn on you depending on the situation. If the situation becomes very desperate, that's when you get out and you get off on your own. Because you'd rather be on your own than in a group of people that are trying to kill you or starving you to death. They're taking the food, most of the rations for themselves. That's when you get out of there. Because there's about to be a power struggle. Now here, it's a lot of dead branches. You can use this actually if you wanted to make a shelter. And you always bring a knife with you. I have a knife with me right now, but I'm not making a shelter right now. This is just a scenario just because it's 21st. This is best for your idea. I mean, this is not a remote location. It's just an example. Because there's a wooded area nearby my house, which works for me. I mean, it's not far away. It's just an example site. This is what you do. You find location that's wooded and you build a shelter. You can there's certain ways you can build shelters. You can stack them up in a pile, like a lean-to. You can do stuff like that. Whatever works for you, as long as it keeps the wind out at night, and preferably if you can get a fire started, that's also preferable. Now something like this with an overhang is also good too. Or like over here, because a lot of these branches are already leaning down. So that's also good. Because you can actually, a lot of these are more dead. Let's see, some of these, and they'll just snap right off. Like some of these here, they'll snap right off. And then you can build a shelter. Heck, you can build one right there if you needed to. And make a layer above the ground. That way you're not actually touching the ground. You don't want to be touching exactly on the ground. Heck, if you can sleep in a tree and make a shelter in a tree, that's even better. I'm not no expert. I just read this survival book. That's pretty much what I'm going off of. And if you do end up getting lost in the wild, you watch which way the sun sets, pretty much. There's a way to tell which way is north and south east and west. I don't remember exactly. There's spikes all over this. I don't want to go through here. If you get hurt, you have to have, actually this, see right here, this would be a prime location for making one. I mean, heck, you could sit up here, you climbed up here, you could sit up there and put branches up there and you could actually keep yourself off the ground. Because the ground's cooler. You want to stay off the coldness of the ground. And if you do get lost in the wilderness, you just have to try to retrace, look for known landmarks that you've seen along the way. Retrace your footsteps. That's the best way I can say. Pick a point on the horizon and go to that. You see something over there? You always pick something on the horizon and go with where that is. For example, the logs and the trees. You can say, that's a tree, I recognize that tree. You walk to that tree, you walk to that point, and then you continue and choose something else on the horizon that's far away that you walk to. That way you can always know what it looks like. That's just my video bugging out with Mike. Take this thing out. Hope it's still recording. I don't know if you can see this, but I have snow inside my shoe. There's a big hole in it on my shoe. I think I need to get new shoes. Look at that. It's all snow in there. That's cold. That's definitely cold.